Hello everyone, it's Holly from the West Ham Network and I'm here with your Hammers headlines for today, the 28th of June. This is obviously run in partnership with Knees Up Mother Brown, so if you haven't already, make sure you visit kumb.com to keep up with their amazing content and never miss a piece of news. And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe so you can enjoy regular content from the team. I am here today to run you through some of the biggest West Ham stories today. It won't surprise you that they're all transfer related, so let's kick it off. Your first Hammers headline is unsurprisingly about Declan Rice. So last night, Arsenal put in their third bid for Rice, made up of £100 million plus £5 million in add-ons. From what we're seeing, the club haven't accepted the offer, with negotiations said to be ongoing, mainly around the actual structure of the deal rather than the overall price. So reports are suggesting that Arsenal are looking to pay that over a 5-year period, which would be likely to give us approximately 20 million to spend each transfer window, each summer transfer window, or essentially 20 million spend right now, which obviously is not enough to strengthen the squad significantly or even find any sort of a suitable replacement. It was said earlier in the month that West Ham want the guaranteed portion of the fee, which would be 100 million in this case, paid by the start of 2025 and ideally in 2 instalments, as opposed to over 5 years. And it'll be interesting to see what we choose to do, because after we rejected the 80 million bid with 10 million add-ons on Tuesday, it is going to be an interesting one, I think, particularly because City look as though they've actually dropped out of the race to buy Rice. So there's less of a bidding war going on now. And it looks as though Arsenal are the main contenders now if we are to sell him this window. And should there be that gentleman's agreement where obviously we've said that Rice can go, it's a little bit difficult if we then choose to keep him because we don't like the valuation, when this is roughly what we kind of originally said we wanted for him. So comment below and let us know, first of all, if you'd accept £100 million for Rice. And if so, how many years you would actually be happy to accept that payment over, for it to actually make a difference to us, for us to be able to strengthen the squad. Because in my opinion, I think whatever we do with that money needs to help improve us as a team somewhat, even if we are losing an incredibly important player for us. For our second story today, PSG have made it clear that Lucas Paqueta is one of their transfer targets this summer. We brought Paqueta from Lyon in summer 2022, just 10 months ago, for a club record £51 million. At 25 years of age and having now just found his form in the Premier League, it's expected that the club won't be listening to any offers, and I think we are all hoping that that is true. Paqueta's deal with West Ham is until 2027, with the option to extend the contract by an additional year. So it seems ridiculous to imagine him leaving at this point, especially after a very good season. Obviously not league-wise, but Conference League-wise. But the real question is whether or not this could turn Paqueta's head and how professional he'll remain should PSG come knocking officially. Considering how impressively he's been playing, it's an enormous shock. It's not an enormous shock, that other teams are obviously showing an interest in him, but it would be absolutely heartbreaking to lose Paqueta this summer and would be really detrimental to the team, especially if that happened at the same time as Rice, because I'm not then sure who we'd actually build a team around. And we're really seeing his promise. We've got an opportunity to build a really good team around him. So it's never been more important for us to actually show ambition and keep those best players that we have. And last but not least, your third Hammers headline is that Fiorentina are reported to be after Areola. They must have liked how he performed in the Conference League. So having joined from PSG on loan and then signing permanently for around £8 million in 2022, Areola has conceded 36 goals in 41 appearances and kept 18 clean sheets in the process. He's also under contract until the summer of 2027 with the option to extend that for another year. Personally, I feel it would be a massive mistake to get rid of Areola, as while Moyes obviously does seem to favour Fabianski, his years are limited, so it would make sense to now start Areola in the league, give him the opportunity to prove himself. And to compare their ages, Fabianski is 38 while Areola is only 30, so we could have many good years with Areola. And what we saw Areola was capable of in the Conference League, and more game time can only be a good thing. We've seen how difficult it can be to find a reliable keeper, so it would obviously be a huge loss if we were to sell him. So I believe that now is the time to sort of make that change to Areola being first choice keeper and definitely not listening to any bids for anyone to buy him. So those are your Hammers headlines for today. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the news. We want to keep the conversation as interactive as possible. So drop a comment on today's topics. Check out kumb.com, of course. And until next time, have a great one. Come on, you Irons.